Hello there, my name is Dr. Birch, and I am core faculty in the MFT department here at the Chicago School of Professional Psychology. And I'm excited to be asked to serve as the faculty advisor to the Black Student Union. Jarvis and Sean are students of mine. I think I've taught one of their classes every semester in their 4 semesters here at school. And they and their colleagues in the MFT department are great folks, and it's been great to work with them. And so I was really happy when I had this chance to serve as the faculty advisor to the Black Student Union. And I wasn't able to make your meeting tonight, but just had a few thoughts that I wanted to share with you. If you'll bear with me, I'm sorry for the video. It's not as good as being there in person, but I really wanted to make sure and convey a few thoughts to you folks. First of all, I just want to express how important and valuable I think the work of the Black Student Union is to the school. I think it's I have several personal experiences that have exposed me to some of the issues that Black people and Black students faced. Obviously, I'm not Black, but I have a lot of involvement in the Black community through my work and my personal life. And I have a strong feeling of affinity and love for Black people and for the struggles that they face. And while, of course, I can't possibly understand exactly what that's like, I have had my own experiences of the types of issues that you face. And it's important to me to make sure that Black students have a good experience here at the Chicago School. So first, what the work of the Black Student Union is doing is important because it benefits the students. Secondly, it's important because in the field of psychology and marriage and family therapy, we have a good deal of knowledge about what it is that works to help people. But what we don't know is how to get what works to the people. And Black communities are historically underserved. And when they do try to get counseling, there's a lack of cultural awareness among non-Black therapists on how to handle their issues. And the evidence base for what works hasn't necessarily been validated among Black populations. Not that it always needs to be. I mean, a treatment that works for one group often works for another, but it often doesn't. And we just don't know at this point. And so it's very important to me that not only that you have a good experience at the Chicago School as a Black student, but that you're supported in taking this material and these things that you're learning back to the Black community, because it isn't there. And a white guy can go set up shop in a Black community and provide mental health services. But really, for the Black community to take advantage of the knowledge that we have, it requires that folks like yourselves are inspired to take back and give back to your communities. An example of that is in Native Alaska, where I've done a lot of work. And there are rural villages that are very isolated and who prior to 1950 never even knew of the existence of white men. So it's relatively untouched culture. And there's just no way that I could go up into those communities and set up a clinic and be effective. But a native from that village who leaves and gets an education and comes back has that power. And so even though in America and in the world, Black culture is not perhaps as isolated as that, yet there still are these isolated pockets of folks who are never going to get what they need if you don't take it to them. And so my goal and my desire is to help support this project and this organization in doing the work that it does. I think that, just look at my notes here for a moment. I can't read my writing here, I apologize. I think that as I've talked with Jarvis and Sean about the vision of the Black Student Union, it comes to mind that there's 2 things that I think are important for you to tackle right now and to move forward on. And the first is crystallizing a brief written version of what it is you are and what you're trying to do that can create alignment between yourselves as the board as well as between the students so that everybody knows what you're about and why. And as I understand it, Jarvis, he kind of spoke informally about all the things he's trying to do, and I kind of just tried to capture that in writing. And maybe he wrote these, I can't remember. We kind of developed this in a conversation we had that the objectives of the BSU are to unify, support, create, and affect. So unify each other and with faculty and give a forum for support to deal with the issues that uniquely are faced by Black students, and create opportunities to serve and create a funnel where folks can get connected. We need to make connections in the Black community locally and in the area of people who are doing things out in the community to benefit Black people, and make sure that students and others at the Chicago School know how to connect with that. And then also to give back to the organization. My hope is that the Chicago School model of emphasizing diversity can become more than simply being available to diverse populations, but that we can actually build new and innovative processes for making diversity a living and breathing part of our organization. For example, in my basic counseling skills class, I had my students, I can't remember how I did it. I think I randomly assigned them, or I somehow made them find the person who was most opposite from them as possible in the classroom. So if they were a Black female, they needed to interview a white male or something like that. And so these students were just all broken up into little groups of two, and they were supposed to interview each other about their culture. And it was really fascinating to watch and to see. Well, I believe we need to have many such training opportunities, both in the classroom and in the community, that require students to get to know each other's culture and to know how to deal with that. And so I look to the Black Student Union as a source of counsel on how the Chicago School can make diversity a more active part of what we do, as opposed to just sort of a, well, we're diverse, we welcome everybody. Well, that's good, but now that you're here, what are we going to do to take advantage of that? So I think that's the first thing that needs to happen is that a clear and concise statement of your vision needs to be had so that everybody can get on board with that, and so that you can define specific activities each quarter and each year of things that you can do, so that a year from now we can say something's different because of the Black Student Union. Students are getting support, students are feeling included, students are feeling like they got help to practical problems they were facing, students are being pointed to opportunities to serve, and students are giving back to the school. The second major piece of advice I would give is to just make sure that the bylaws of the organization and the strategic vision is captured in a way, and that there's a process for continually bringing people on board, so that when one group of leadership moves on, there's another that's already prepared to step up and take its place. Maybe you can recruit some first semester students to mentor and have them shadow you in your efforts, or I'm not sure what process, but in some way make sure that the legacy you create in the next 6 months remains a year from now. And I certainly will do my part as a permanent fixture here to ensure that the work you start is carried on, but there's only so much I can do if new leaders are not raised up. So in summary, I love what we're doing here. I support you. I'm available to you. And I look forward to seeing what you folks can do. And I look forward to making the world a better place for everybody. But particularly, I look forward to the Black Student Union making the Chicago School a better place for Black students to come and get the support they need, and to be excited and enthused as they move forward and take that into Black communities of this world. Thank you.